Hi, today I am going to show how to install terrain diffusion. So terrain diffusion is this genuinely insane mod which has added, well, terrain to Minecraft, realistic terrain. And it's based on an algorithm I don't really understand, but there's a paper about it. I will link down below if anyone's interested in reading that. But without further ado, let me show you how to download it. First, you gotta install Modrinth. You click Get Modrinth app, download it, yeah. Then download this Fabric API, and you have to choose the same game version as Terrain Diffusion. Here we're using 1.21.1. I know there's a newer version, but just as an example today, that is what I'll be using. You can do either or. But anyways, you click download Fabric API, you click install with Modrinth app. You then create a new instance. We'll call this one terrain test. And then you choose the correct game version. And this is really important. Otherwise, you will not be able to add mods of the same version or data packs of the same version or shaders or anything like that. So you add the game version 1.21.1 because that's what our favorite Fabric API is. Create a new instance. You can select an icon if you really want to. Then you install it. And then you will have to install our terrain diffusion on top of it. So the way you do that, you choose the right version, the exact same as the one we installed before, and then you click install with Modrinth app, and then we install it to our existing instance of terrain test. And something that's important to note here is that you have to change the memory allocation. You click here, custom memory allocation, you check that off. And I would recommend maybe 4 to 6 gigs of memory allocation. 4 is probably more than enough. But again, depends on if you have DDR4 or DDR3. If you have DDR3, you should get a new computer. But anyways, 4 gigs is usually enough. Then you click play, and then check logs. Logs is important. Through logs, you can see what's going on and what's happening and if everything's working as it's supposed to. And here it hopefully is. So I would recommend here, if you don't have good Wi-Fi, to use LAN, because it will have to download this base model.onyx, which is 2 gigs. And it has to download a couple of other things before it can start the game. And it will take a little while, even if you have a pretty good computer. Yeah. But anyways, I will show you what it looks like after it's done. I'll be using a pre-installed one for an example here. So let's close this instance of our terrain test. And then here I've only installed terrain diffusion and Fabric API just to show you that it works. We'll click play. And then I'll show you how to make it work. So, you open a new world, you say create new world, you click world, then click the type, and you want terrain diffusion. You click customize, and depending on how powerful your computer is, you can just, choose the integer value of the world scale. I would go with like 3 for a test, and then 6 right away if you have a really good computer. But for me, just for this test at least, I am just gonna do like 4, just to show you what it kind of looks like. Then we're gonna do creative, just so we can look around. And it's gonna give this warning, but that's okay. We don't worry about that. So, I will come back to you when this has loaded. Alright, so it's loaded in now. As you can see, we were lucky and we have a world that is easy to tell is different. Sometimes when you spawn into like a desert or a savanna, it's kind of hard to tell because even though it does have more hilly, more textured terrain, it doesn't look like this. So this is a pretty good example of what it does look like, and this is just without any shaders, without any extra stuff, just Fabric API and the terrain mod, terrain diffusion. And yeah, my computer is a bit slow, so it won't be generating as far as some of your computers, but I mean, it's different. And for me at least, so far, I've been playing a bit of survival. It's been a little more difficult and fun. It's just enhanced Minecraft without ruining it or doing something extra to it. But yeah, that's it. I will also link a modpack down below, which will have shaders installed that have been just like I'll have everything pre-installed on that, and that's just for optimization, so you don't have lag spikes like I just did. Yeah, I'll show you that. Wait. And I have added some other mods like in Horizons, which helps you see further. And let's use this one. I know what I'm doing. It will ask you that a lot of times. It will be like, hey, something's wrong here. But it's just because of terrain diffusion. And it doesn't really get that. Okay, so it's a bit laggy for me, but that's also because I'm streaming this. So it's a little more horrible than it should be. But yeah, anyways, this is with shaders. This is my favorite shaders, my favorite shader for this. I like, Solus a lot. I think it's called Solus. But yeah, it's really laggy, and I'm sorry about that, but there's not much I can do. Also, I think this is all my PC can do, honestly. This is truly the limit of what my PC can do. But yeah. Also, I believe, if I'm not wrong, that the cave systems are also changed. So, I mean, if you're interested in big, huge cave systems, then this is a mod for you. Or data pack. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry I couldn't show a better example of what it should look like, but this is all I have. Thanks for watching.